So 2023 is about to come to a close. I am recording this in December, and I want to share with you a final 2 episodes for the year to help you get clear on where you want to head to in your business in the new year. Because I know if you're anything like me, perhaps you're feeling a little bit tired around this time of year with all things business, family, all of the things, and you're thinking, oh, I just want to have a rest. But I think it's a really, really great exercise to look at what your goals are for the year ahead and finish your year off with a clear idea of what that looks like, because often we just then blindly jump back on that hamster wheel when the new year starts without sort of any clear direction. So for this particular episode, I've even created a workbook to help you figure this out. So feel free to download that wherever you can. And as I mentioned in the intro, this is a 2-part series. So for this particular episode, I'm talking about 4 different growth strategies that you could use for your e-commerce business. So you don't necessarily need to do all of these strategies. Maybe you just want to pick 1 or 2. And I want to share these with you because I think these growth strategies are really easy to comprehend. Sometimes, strategies can be so confusing and so detailed, and it doesn't really need to be that way. And it really depends on where you're at right now in your business as far as what's happened in the past 12 months as to which one you might actually want to pick. Now, I'm not going to lie, these growth strategies are not my own creation. They're actually based off the Ansoff matrix model. And this particular Ansoff matrix provides us with really easy to understand strategies that can help us grow our business, whether it's a service-based business or it's a product-based business. And again, if you haven't got the downloadable that accompanies these 2 episodes, get it. And there's an actual picture of what this matrix looks like. But let me take you through the 4 strategies. Okay. So the first strategy that you might want to look at in your business is market penetration. What is this exactly? This is increasing your market share in your existing market. So this strategy is the low risk option, as it's about selling more of your existing products to existing markets. So this might look like increasing your advertising spend in order to reach more women in Australia between X and Y. So you want to just find more of the same customer that you have. You want to just reach a little bit wider. This might also look at using, say, an influencer that is already in front of your ideal customer in your current market, and you just want to be able to reach more of those people. So I always talk about having a customer avatar. It's very much marketing 101, and it's about, right, who is my customer avatar? Who is that one ideal customer, and how can I find more of them? So this is what this particular strategy is all about, using your existing products that you've already got, so no need to create anything new, and just finding more customers that are already within that demographic that you're after. This also might look at competing on price to capture some of your competitors' market share. And I don't necessarily recommend competing on price because it can be a bit of a race to the bottom if you're in the pricing, in some sort of pricing war with competitors. But perhaps you might be able to entice them with maybe a gift with purchase or something like that. So going after some of your competitors' market share is also part of this first market penetration strategy. The second strategy I want to talk to you about is called market development. So what this is, it's selling existing products. So you've already got your product collection, your best sellers, all that kind of thing, but to new markets. And when I say new markets, I mean this in a broader sense. So this might mean launching into a new country. Or perhaps if you have a bricks and mortar store, which is sort of the bread and butter of your product-based business, perhaps it's also moving online to get some of that market share and develop further. It could also involve selling your existing products on a new platform, such as Etsy or Amazon or eBay. So think about where else your customers might be spending time. And I know for a lot of my clients, particularly my mastermind ladies, if you have a seasonal product, it might be looking at, right, so I've got a summer product that sells really well in Australia and New Zealand. How do I launch into the US in our winters to continue selling, continue having that cash flow and sales come through? And I've seen a lot of ladies have really, really great success launching into the US. And when I say launching into the US, it's pretty much just running Facebook ads and Instagram ads to a US audience. Facebook ads for the US for the very first time, it can be temperamental. It can take quite a bit of a testing period and some dollars around figuring out the sweet spot for you. But once you get there, it's very good. I have often a running joke. I know with Island Co, I had the running joke. It was God bless America every winter, because that's where our sales would then pick up, which would counteract the reduction in sales in the markets like Australia, New Zealand, where we were going into winter. Okay, so our third market strategy could be product development. So this strategy involves developing new products to sell to your existing customers or markets. So perhaps this might look like, for example, iPhone, right? iPhone releases a new phone every year, probably twice a year maybe, but I know there's always one coming out prior to Christmas. And then often what they'll do is they'll make older models software almost obsolete, and they're excluded from any software update. So it's still selling to the same market, the iPhone user, but it's bringing out a new product. For me, in my fashion business, this looked like having our best-selling silhouettes and also our best-selling prints, and redesigning those in a different way. So if we had, like, say, for example, a cocoon-shaped kimono and it sold really well, it's like, okay, let's do that in more colours and different prints, and also let's create a petite version and maybe a plus size version, right? It's selling a new product based on already the data that you have around what sells well, and selling it to your existing customers, giving them something else that's similar to what they're already buying. Also, this for us looked like, we used to sell lots of animal print, lots of leopard print. So it's like, okay, the ladies love their leopard print. What else can we create in leopard print that is in the similar sort of shapes and styles that they love, or even, perhaps in a blouse or in a dress or something like that, not just kimonos. So thinking about your product development, what else can you create that's still in line with your brand and what your customers know and love from you, and but a variation of it, a reiteration of it, and sell that to your existing customers. So that's number 3, product development. Developing new products to sell to your existing customers or market. And then the 4th one is diversification. And this is where you would completely diversify your offering with new products to new markets that may or may not be related to your current product range. So for me, when I first started my coaching business, I think it's been about 7 years ago, that was a complete diversification, because I was all in on this fashion business, this fashion brand that I'd created, and, getting that online and all that sort of thing. And then I found that I was sort of coaching other women, particularly like at market stalls. I was walking around and sort of encouraging them to get onto social media and start digital marketing and things like that. And so when I created this particular business, it was a complete diversification. Now that's a total extreme, I guess, but perhaps with your manufacturing capabilities or your design capabilities, maybe you want to go and start perhaps designing a men's collection or a children's collection or a baby collection or something like that. So it would be totally new products to a totally new market. You've gone from selling women's clothing to all of a sudden selling men's clothing. So there is a bunch of different ways that we can look at growing our sales in the new year, but it's looking around and assessing what's going to work best for you. Perhaps you don't have the cash flow right now to go and develop new products, and that's totally okay. So maybe you've already got an existing collection, existing inventory that you just need to sell more of. And maybe that's looking at that first strategy. How can I find more of my ideal customers and sell them my existing product? Or maybe it's that second option, market development. It's around selling your existing products to a new market. So maybe it's looking at a new country or a new platform or marketplace where your customers might already be hanging out. So like I said, there's a downloadable workbook for this episode where you can go in and you can see this laid out. And I've even shown you this ants-off matrix on one page, and then underneath that there's room for you to go in and pick which one that you might want to focus on, whether that's 1 or 2 or maybe it's all 4, and then you can start working through setting goals for that. So I hope this episode was helpful. There is part 2 coming next week, and this one is then really looking at, okay, so now we've got our growth strategies, what we want to focus on as far as growing our business in the new year. then the elements underneath that, so and I'm not going to give it away, I call it the 4 Ps underneath that. And it's not the marketing 4 Ps, it's a different 4 Ps that I've come up with. So looking at how we can make sure that you've got everything in order to help you achieve that goal and implement that growth strategy. If implementation and accountability is something that you really struggle with, I can certainly help you do this via my coaching programs and particularly my mastermind. If you're already doing, say, 10,000 a month in sales in your either online store or your bricks and mortar store, and you're looking to really grow, but you also want that accountability and that help to implement this, be sure to check out my mastermind program and shoot me an email or a DM, and we can chat more about whether it's a good fit for you. Aside from that, in the new year, my eCom Ads Academy program, my 12-week dedicated meta ads, that is Facebook and Instagram ads program, is coming back the end of Feb, open for enrollment. Now, I'm capping the numbers at 30 because this particular program is really hands-on. I am inside your ads manager. I'm helping you check your ads every other week. I'm giving you strategy and guidance and helping you measure your results. So it's really, really full on from a delivery point of view. So I need to cap it at 30, and I've already got double that on the wait list. So be sure to be on that wait list if you want my help in scaling with paid ads and learning how to manage your ads yourself, which I highly recommend. Be sure to jump on that wait list, and I cannot wait to see you next week with part 2 of this episode. Bye for now.